Hey, welcome to the Black Fathers Pulse podcast. I'm Dr. Alvin Thomas, clinical psychologist and associate professor at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I study fathers and their children. But here's the thing. We don't hear enough real conversations about black fathers, about what they're building, what they're dealing with, what they actually believe. That's what we're doing here. Voices from the Second City, Black Fathers Building Tomorrow, is all about real fathers, real stories, real impact in Chicago. Whether you're a father, a parent, someone who cares about family and community, stick around. This conversation is for you. Let's go. As part of our Chicago Voices series, we're featuring stories from the Windy City, the Second City, Chicago, to meet and learn from the people who make this place special. And this story is true Chicago. Strong, resilient, proud but humble. But don't let that fool you. The personality and the city are no less a force to be reckoned with. Jahkil Jackson is an 18-year-old force of nature who proves that age is no barrier to world-changing impact. At just 8 years old, he founded Project I Am, a nonprofit that has now distributed over 300,000 blessing bags to people who are experiencing homelessness across the US and internationally in Ghana, India, Guatemala, Puerto Rico, and beyond. Named by President Barack Obama as one of the world's most influential change makers, Jahkil is a 3-time best-selling author, CNN hero Young Wonder, Marvel hero, and Nike collaborator. Now a student athlete at Spire Academy and 6'3" combo guard, Jahkil balances basketball with mobilizing 3,000 youth change makers in 80 cities globally. Project I Am has raised nearly $1 million and continues to expand with youth-led branches in France, Toronto, and London. His personal motto, don't wait to be great. I like that. Jahmeel Jackson is the father behind this phenom, a Chicago dad who, along with Jahkil's mother, Naté, turned their 5-year-old son's persistent questions into a global movement. A father who didn't dismiss his child's compassion but cultivated it. A father who brainstormed solutions with an 8-year-old and helped him build infrastructure to match his vision. Jahmeel's parenting philosophy, teaching entrepreneurship, ownership, and service as pathways to generational impact. His presence in Jahkil's story isn't background support, it's active partnership. Together, Jahkil and Jahmeel embody what Chicago is, what fatherhood in Chicago truly is. Fathers raising sons who don't just inherit wealth, but create change. Jahkil, Jahmeel, welcome to the Black Fathers Pulse podcast.
How you doing, brother?
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. So we were just enjoying, or I was, I don't know if they were, I was just enjoying some of the banter that was going on just before we came in for the introduction. And it gives me an understanding of what that relationship looks like behind the scenes. So this story starts with you at 5 years old. This 5-year-old asks the question. And then at 8 years old, he starts the movement. And he's now 18. And he's impacted 300,000 lives. But none of it would exist without a father who didn't say, not now, or you're too young. Today, we want to really dive into this conversation about the Jahkil father bond and how that bond is changing not just their family and their city, but changing the world. So, Jahkil, take us back to 5 years old, when you were 5 years old, walking through Chicago with your aunt in the winter. What did you see and what did you feel?
Well, it was a lot of people just on the streets with sleeping bags, and it was a lot of dirt, and it was rats running around, and I was really confused because at that age I thought that everybody had a home. So I
Mhm.
think that any 5-year-old really getting exposed to that would be shocked and curious. So that's when I started asking the questions, and it never went away. I kept that same curiosity and kept asking questions on what we could do. And eventually I bugged them quite enough that they decided that we can actually do something.
So I heard that your question was a little bit more than just can we help?
Yeah.
That your question was can we buy houses for all of them?
Right. Yeah. I wanted to give more houses just because I didn't know you can't, I
Right.
was just asking anything at that age. So they told me I couldn't, but there were other things that we could do, like the toiletry items that we started with the blessing bags.
Right. So thank you so much. So Jamil, you're at home and you're trying to make sure that there's a meal on the table and the lights are on and that you're comfortable and that your kid is not sick and all the things that a dad is trying to do to make sure that your kid has the best, the
Hmm.
most comfortable, a life that they can enjoy. And this little 5 year old comes to you and is asking you to solve homelessness.
Pretty much.
What goes through your mind when when that this happens?
Um, Myself, and his mother Naté,
Mhm.
we have always been givers. We are big in the community. She's always done outreach programs. I've always been a mentor to young kids,
Mm.
um, whether it's basketball or music, or the arts in general. So for him to, want to get involved, regardless of what, in what aspect, it was kind of natural for him, you know, being around his parents. But the thing that he wanted to tackle was homelessness. So that in itself was just different. And we wanted to help, push that.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
So, what did you see in that 5 year old that made you take his question? I mean, like 5 year olds ask all kinds of weird things,
Yeah.
like I want to be a fire truck. I want to be a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Like what? Like no parent is gonna be like, oh, you want to be a dinosaur? Let's make you into a dinosaur. What made you take this 5 year old question seriously?
The fact that he comes from his mother and I, like we are
Hmm.
really big on, community um, activism. So
Hmm.
it was normal for him to want to get involved. It's just the homeless thing was different. Um, we never really looked. Every big city kind of disregard the homeless, and
Hmm.
um, he kind of was teaching us along the way. So as much as he wanted to get involved, it kind of brightened our eyes and minds to what was going on as far as the homeless situation.
So, Jahkil, I'm not sure how much you remember from when you were 5 years old, um, but even as you think back to 5 years old and to the present, what what did this experience of your dad not dismissing your interest or your compassion? What do you think that did to you? How do you think that shaped you?
Yeah, I think it meant a lot to me, and it meant a lot to my progress throughout the years, and who I've become. I don't think any of this would have happened if they didn't, give that yes or that support initially. And I think that it's unfortunate a lot of kids don't have that same
Mhm.
support. A lot of kids aren't able to have that same support, but I think it was just important in my journey, and I wouldn't have been able to do anything without that. Because that is, I'm 5 years old. I don't have a chain. I don't have any
Right.
chains. I don't have anything. So it's very essential for them to be backing me throughout the whole process.
So one of the things I hear is the feeling of validation. You mentioned very specifically feeling supported. And I do want to kind of stop here really quickly. I think at the beginning we talked about you being 6'3" and go attending Spire Academy. Um, for a basketball program, and learning that recently you made first team all conference at Spire. And I hear in that some of the support, because even your dad said it, that he not just supports you, but he's always been involved in supporting the community, and that he was doing some of this basketball coaching. And so I'm like, I wonder if this basketball coaching also played into why you're currently first team all conference at Spire. Is there a connection there for you?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
My dad I grew up training with my dad, and he taught me everything I kind of know.
It's okay.
Um, I wouldn't say everything. He did all right. Let me, because he's getting too big headed now. He's starting to.
Don't
He's
take
all
it
right.
back.
No,
It's all right.
you taking it to the head. I don't want to know you get it. But yeah, a lot of that, I give the credit to him. He did a great job making me the player that I am today.
I
So
just
if
want to add that,
sure.
um, training for anything, especially a sport, a, um, a tough sport, football, basketball, things of that nature, it's definitely going to make you a better person for whatever arena you step into. It don't have to be in that same sport. It just creates a discipline if you train for long periods of time. Training at anything creates discipline.
Agreed. Thank you very much for that. Jahkil, are you saying that in a one-on-one you'd smoke him?
He's asking me. He's not asking me.
You saw my
He's
reaction.
asking
You
me.
saw my reaction though.
Um, I would just say it's levels to this. It gets to a
Ooh.
point like it's not like I'm saying yes, obviously, just
Right.
based on my skill, but even if I was like I tell this to him all the time, even if I was the worst, like skill wise, I'm still 6'3". I'm much faster than you at this age, and I can beat you in so many different ways than needing whatever skill or whatever. Like it's levels. He's not young anymore. You can't move the same as he used to. I am extremely athletic, which doesn't necessarily have to do with basketball skill, and that's something that he can't contain, at his age. So I feel like there's a lot of variables that go into it that he just can't combat. So I would say I would beat him 10 times out of 10.
But wait a minute.
If we're playing for real, I would beat him
But
10
wait a
times out
minute.
of 10. Now listen, last year, I was about to go to Spire, and I was going off to school. So we played one last 1v1 before I went off to school.
Hmm.
So I was letting him win so that he let me finish. I let him win so that he could have one last positive memory before I went off to school.
Oh.
And he took that win such like to heart. Like he actually believes he can beat me at this age. But I let him win that because I was going off to school and I wanted to give him, a last memory.
In the words
Bless you. 3 times. Go ahead, make it official, because that was all bull. What you just said.
in the words of Kevin Hart. Damn. That's all I have to say. Damn.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I
he
would
was
like to
just
watch
getting
you
on my
guys play.
he was just getting on my age a little bit, right?
It,
Man.
it plays a part. Like, you can't cancel that out.
Kevin Hart said damn to Don Cheadle when Don
Oh,
Cheadle told him his age. But
Yeah.
that was funny, wasn't it? That was comical. That was the comic relief of the podcast.
Hey, don't bring me into this. I'm just asking for basic facts. Don't bring me into this. But I really enjoy, like, it's obvious to me, and it will be obvious to the viewers and the listeners, that there is a closeness and intimacy in this father-son bond. And I could see how that fits into Project I Am, and I could see how that is fertile soil
Yes.
for the kinds of success that we're seeing. Who came up with the name Project I Am?
so
And where did the
actually,
idea of
yeah.
blessing bags come in?
So I am
Hold on. I think
Yeah.
part of this is my doing.
it,
My
the
First of all,
Mm.
um, we was looking for different names when he was born, and his middle name happens to be Naeem,
Okay.
Naeem. So when we first started, the company was based around that name, and I'll let you.
It was called I Am Naeem,
Mm.
which is my middle name, and it means to give without receiving back. So that was another reason we always thought it was kind of in me to want to give back. And then later on, we kept seeing, more young people getting involved in their communities, and we started to call it Project I Am. So people can kind of insert their names there and see themselves.
Okay.
And like Project I Am David, Project I Am Eric, that type of thing.
Ah.
So you would
So,
put your name once you join the
right.
organization. You would put your name there.
Man, this sounds almost like a Lego. You just kind of attach
Yeah.
whatever you want to it.
Exactly.
Man,
Hence why it's spreading around the world
I
right
was
now.
about to say I could see why it spreads. It kind of builds. It's kind
Yeah.
of built with the spread in mind. That
Yeah.
Which was
is
a
that's
marketing
genius.
tactic. Yeah, which was a marketing tactic his mother and I used to use when we were doing promotions here in Chicago.
I was about to say where is mom in this conceptualization process?
Oh, she's the brain. She's a big part of it. Um, other than us coming up with the name Naeem,
Hmm.
she's big on marketing promotions. She went to Columbia, Chicago,
Mm.
and forgot what she got a master's in. Marketing somehow,
Marketing. Okay.
communications, something like that. Yeah.
So Jahkil is now 18 years old, CNN hero, Obama recognition, 300,000 plus people served, basketball star, best selling author 3 times over. But he's also been a kid this whole time. He's also your son this entire time. How did you and Naté make sure that he didn't become just the Project I Am kid, that he remained Jahkil?
Um, since a child, he's always been into the activities that he wanted to be in. Whatever he took an interest in, we made sure to, find a program or find some way for him to get involved in that activity. He just stuck with what he liked. Basketball is pretty much a mainstay, but he also used to break dance. He also is an actor, a model. He can tap dance. Um, he was in a he was the focus of a tap dance book that was really about the life of do you remember the guy name?
I'm forgetting, but I started tap dancing when I was 4 and break dancing when I was 7.
Um Savion Glover, the
Okay.
famous tap dancer from New York. He was young, he was very young coming up, just like Jahkil doing tap dancing. So Jahkil kind of played the face of the story. It
So,
was
so it just sounds like this kid has always been, and I don't
active,
mean kid as 18, I mean the younger version of Jahkil, just always been active, always been moving.
moving and act. Chicago, it was pretty much by design because being in Chicago, living here in Chicago, we made sure that he was not going to be on nobody's street corner. Had no idle time to allow the devil to creep in. So we kept him busy, and if he didn't have anything to do, we're always busy, and he's watching us.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not just do what I tell you to do, it's also you get to see it actually
Yes,
lived out.
yes.
Jahkil, did you ever resent all of this work? Like, did you ever just want to just be a regular kid? Whatever regular means?
Um, I don't I've been doing this for so long that it's kind of become regular for me. A lot of my memory doesn't go past being 8 years old, so like
Right.
I've kind of just always been used to this type of life where I'm having this type of attention or where I'm doing this work all the time. So I've just become accustomed to it and learned to love it. And there are times where I feel like, not doing it and I'm overwhelmed, but you just have to remember why you're doing what you're doing. The work is gonna show, whether that's in basketball or whether that's the organization. and all the other activities that I do.
Don't get it wrong though. He
Right.
has a lot of downtime and he knows how to use it.
A lot is crazy to say.
Well,
A
not a
lot is
he has
crazy to
he
say.
has his downtime and he takes advantage.
Yeah, I take a lot of advantage. I do a lot of work.
Mhm.
But the work isn't work when you're born into it. Like some kids have a lot of free time to just do whatever they want.
Right.
Yep, and when I
And
get mine,
that doesn't develop anything. That doesn't create anything within you. So
Right.
I want to enjoy it.
you still end up doing something creative because you just born into that life. Even when you have downtime, you end up doing something because that's just who we are. He lives in an artist's house.
Go ahead, Jahkil.
Well, no, what he's trying to say is I end up doing jump rope or I end up if he sees I get scared every time he comes up the stairs. Cause if he comes up the stairs and he sees me chilling and he sees me
Right.
laying down watching TV relaxing, he's gonna make me do something. Cause why are you don't get to relax. You don't get to have he's gonna make me do some jump rope. He gonna make
That's
me
not
do some meditation, some yoga. He gonna make me do
Right.
something because he don't because so when I have my downtime, I like to enjoy it, but I can't enjoy it too much. I gotta like I don't know, but
Pretend like
yeah,
you're working.
explain that.
that's not real at all.
Real.
I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah, that is real.
Listen, he does a lot of things
Right.
artistic
Right.
wise. So he have downtime. He'll end up editing some film or some photos because he's a
Right.
great photographer and videographer.
No,
I
that's
didn't tell
work.
I didn't tell him to do that.
That's work.
Right.
But I'll come in the room and ask him what you're doing, and I'm editing, Dad. Like I didn't tell you to do that.
Because that's my job. I have to edit stuff.
See, he's so used to that artistic life that you don't even know that you're working anymore.
So what I'm hearing is you're saying he's doing some of these tasks for fun because that just flows naturally. And what I'm hearing him saying is I do these tasks because I know what's needed for the work that I'm doing. So I have already inculcated
Right.
this habit that you've put into me, that you've taught me, that tasks need to get done, that the project needs to move forward, that I need to be diligent. So I'm doing that not, and I can have fun while I'm doing it, but fun was not the motive for doing it. I was doing it because this is the work that I have to do. But for fun, I would like to sit back and do nothing
Nothing.
and
Yes.
watch TV
And when
and
I'm
eat a
doing that,
snack.
yep.
And then when I try to do that, you come in like, oh, you're laying down doing nothing. You could do some jump rope. You could
Yep.
do some push-ups. I'm like, no,
But he's
this
not
was my one
complaining.
relaxation.
He's not complaining when he's dunking on somebody.
Oh, please.
He's not
Oh,
complaining when he's jumping out
please.
the gym.
Now I see why Jahkil is so happy to be beating you at these games. It's like, yeah, you want me to do jump rope? This is jump rope. There you go.
I'm gonna jump
Uh,
all right.
yeah. But thank you so much for that. It really is, and again, even from this back and forth, what I'm hearing is that a lot of what you've been teaching Jahkil from young, even till now, has become part of who he is.
The discipline that we talked
Yeah.
about.
So he's picked it up. It's part of his character.
Yes.
Even when he might want to do something else, which is what discipline is. When you
Yes.
know that there's something that needs to be done and you feel like doing something else, you push yourself to do it nonetheless. So
Exactly.
it suggests that you have done a really good job of passing it on. But it also suggests that you're exactly like most fathers. who just can't see a kid laying down, not doing something. Jahkil, I understand. I understand. I understand. My dad would see me watching cartoons at like 10 in the morning. He's like, have you washed the dishes? And like, there's one cup. Like, can we leave it to no, wash that cup now. Like, you just messed up my whole cartoon routine. Or you just like, can I just do the no, go sweep the yard. Like, the yard is not dirty. Like, like, just let me sit. Nope. I think fathers almost always want to see you being industrious.
And we couldn't pause the television program back then. They can.
Oh, there was no. Did we even? I don't remember a remote control until I found it. Like, there was. First of all, I was the remote control.
Right.
So if my parents are watching TV, like, Alvin, change the channel, and raise the volume. Oh, this is too loud. Bring the volume down. Change the contrast. I'm like,
Is that the little silver thing on top of the?
Yes.
Is that the volume?
he wouldn't know about the.
No, I do
old
because
school TVs.
because of Wonder Years and because of
this man said
this
Wonder
other
Years.
show I used to watch. Yeah, it was some shows that had that.
There
TV.
was a remake of the Wonder Years that we used to watch.
Yeah.
No,
okay,
I watched the original.
You watched the old one?
Yeah.
Only because
I like the new one.
he actually auditioned for the new one, so it
nice.
him watch.
I watched the original one way before the new.
Did you?
But yes.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Huh.
I used to love the Wonder Years.
Yeah. So, Jahmeel, you've said somewhere that as adults, we give up on our dreams easily. But it looks like around Jahkil, it's almost impossible to give up on your dreams. Your son is inspiring you. What does it look like? What does that look like to have your son inspire you?
Wow, he definitely keeps me young, keeps me on my toes. The word don't really exist. I know we can use it a lot in talking smack to each other, but we try not to use that word in the pursuit of something. Yeah, and all constantly battling on a court or just fake fighting or whatever. He keeps me young. He keeps me going, and wanting more for both of us, for all of us, our family.
Jahkil, do you feel like you actually inspire? I mean, apart from beating him at basketball, do you feel like you actually inspire your dad?
I think I keep him young. I think I definitely think I keep him young. I think I do a good job of that actually. Whether
This
it's
man says
basketball
he's
or
keeping you alive.
Yeah,
I know it's kind of a sneak diss.
I know. Like, is that a compliment? Like, what is that? I keep him alive. You know.
Yeah, I think I do a good job at that.
Also, just always being around kids. I do youth programs, music programs. I'm always abreast with the new lingo, the slang. I teach him a lot of times the new words because I'm around these really wild young kids that come up with the stuff.
Right.
So I could be teaching you a lot too. He keeps me young, but I'm still passing down the wisdom as well. What is that about?
His mind just went some places.
What was that about?
Because he said he teaches me the new lingo. That was funny.
He does not know that.
Never taught me.
Is this a comedy special? What is happening right now?
Oh man,
I don't like how hard you laughing.
That was funny.
I don't like how hard you laughing.
Jahmeel, what is one lingo that you've taught Jahkil?
So, my mother's side of the family is from New York.
Right.
Anything that he gets that's East Coast is definitely from me. like word is bond. Yeah, son.
Okay, yeah. That's not new lingo though. That's not our generation's lingo. He said you
He
just
said what lingo?
no. You said that you listen. You hear the kids that you teach, and then tell
Right.
me the new lingo.
Okay, so
Right.
you wasn't saying sheesh until you heard me say it on the song.
That is so not true. We were saying that all the time in like
Jahkil,
2019 or
I
whatever.
know, but remember that kid in my program that made that song, and it was called Sheesh. You were singing his song.
Dad, and I wasn't even saying sheesh like that, but because I didn't even like the word, but I definitely
See, I
was
get
saying
no
that
credit.
before.
I don't get no
No,
credit. I don't get no
you don't
credit.
get credit for sheesh. And first of all, you be asking me what is like new lingo that we say.
Never,
Oh.
ever.
You've never
Well,
asked me that
maybe
first.
this year. This year,
This
'cause
year, you
y'all,
literally asked me what is new lingo that you guys say
y'all
when we're
make
playing
up,
basketball.
y'all make up dumb stuff.
Exactly, so you don't know the new lingo.
I don't know. This man is putting down some really sound arguments, Jahmeel. I want to be on your side. I want to
I'm
be
gonna
on your
give,
side.
I'm gonna give him this one. I'm gonna give him this one.
That's 2 so
I-
far. You've given him basketball and you've given him lingo.
Oh,
2-0.
the basketball is really a joke. I will still give it to him.
Oh, I want to see that so badly. I want to see that so badly.
That should
So,
be a podcast too.
oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. Jahkil, you're 18. You're mobilizing 3,000 youth change makers globally. All of these great things. What does it feel like to have all of those accolades follow your name?
The number.
I would say it feels good to know the things I've accomplished and I've been able to do, but I've always been a humble, introverted type of kid, so I never get too big headed or I never really um you know I understand that what I'm doing is great, but I never really
Right.
like let it change who I am. And I think that that's important, especially with the stuff that I've been able to accomplish. A lot of kids would have taken that and then, ran with it, started acting Hollywood, that type of stuff. So I think that me just being a humble kid allowed me to kind of stay grounded and be able to get even more opportunities.
I've heard a lot of his friends say things like, "Oh, I would use your status to do this, this, and this, to gain stuff." Or
Right.
yeah,
So you're both black men, one younger than the other, from Chicago's South Side, a place that often gets criminalized, stereotyped, dismissed even. And here's Jahkil, one of the most celebrated young changemakers in the world, not just in Chicago, in the world. What does that mean to you, Jahmeel, and to you, Jahkil?
um, to be internationally known
Yeah.
is very humbling, but at the same time,
He is the cocky one for me because
I am.
he is the complete opposite of me. He
Ah.
is it's I'm like very quiet and I don't like talking about what I do. He is the opposite. He will talk about what I do for days. He can go on for years.
I'm a musician. I'm a producer, DJ, artist, MC. For those who don't know what an MC is, they call it rappers now. Um, and to be in that field, you have to be braggadocious. You have to be cocky, confident.
Right.
So I'm naturally a confident person, regardless of the music. I'm just a confident person. Um, some people can take that the wrong way, don't not knowing how to separate the artist from the person.
Right.
We see it a lot today in the industry. People not knowing how to separate the two. Um, at the same time, I'm not apologetic at all. He stands on what he stands on because it's facts. It's real. It happened. He is internationally known. He has chapters of Project I Am in France. Where else?
Spain,
Spain.
Canada.
When people hear us talk about that, or he does public speaking, he gets paid to talk about what he does.
Right. Right.
Some people can take it the wrong way because they see it on video. They see the
Right.
clips. They're just hearing the highlights of it. they don't see the hard work in the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if all you see is the highlights and you hear me brag, then come join us, do some work.
Yeah. And at least the way I think about it, or the way I see it, is if I'm doing all of this work behind the scenes and there's evidence, positive, constructive evidence of this hard work, fruit, you don't hide fruit. When apples pop up, they don't hide behind leaves. They pop out. The
Yes.
leaves are there, yes, and that's the work that's happening in the background. But the fruit pops up, and there's a reason why fruit is brightly colored. The
Yes.
tree is not boasting. The tree is saying, here is evidence that I am alive and that I'm making an impact and that I have something to offer. And I want you to see what I have to offer. So I'm making what I have to offer as visible as possible to you. And so I have to give it to you bright, full of color, full of words, full of description. And I agree with you that some people see it as boasting.
Yeah.
And my usual response when I hear that is, what is your motivation for seeing it that way? Because that's a choice. To see that way is a choice.
It's a choice.
Is it jealousy? Is it inferiority? Is it
Not understanding.
not understanding the work? Is it an assumption that, or wish that I was doing hard work as well, and I can't seem to find my way to do hard work, and I need somebody to help me do that? Like, what is your motivation?
Yeah.
But what I hear from both of you is hard work that's going on in the background that nobody is seeing, and then even more hard work to make sure that it's seen and that it
Right.
continues over all these years. And then there's a demonstration, a display of the evidence of the hard work.
Right.
So when I hear CNN, I'm like, CNN doesn't just call anybody.
Anybody.
I hear Barack Obama. That doesn't just happen because you're cute, because you're tall, because you're black, because you're male,
Young.
because you're from Chicago, because you're young. That's not it. There has to be substance. And substance is what keeps things moving. Substance is what drives attention.
So to piggyback off of what you just said, substance, a lot of people don't have that, wouldn't know what that mean, and they feel what they can't conquer. So the whole thing of you can't beat them, join them.
Right.
They don't want to join you if they can't beat you in Chicago.
Yeah.
They would just want to find a way to stop you.
Which is sad considering that there's so much work to be done. There's so many different areas where work can be. Jahkil is not going to be the only one who can impact the homelessness crisis in the world. There's a lot of space left to do that work.
Yes.
Somebody else can come up with a very different way of addressing the same thing, and both things can exist at the same time.
Yes, definitely.
And I think for people and I think for other young men, other young people in Chicago to not be afraid to find their space, to find their voice, to do the thing that they're afraid of doing, the thing that seems impossible, that seems too big, to approach it one small thing at a time. And I think back to this one small thing at a time, thinking about going from blessing bags to now seeing your son on CNN, working with Nike, meeting Barack Obama. What do you think when you see these things?
I'm extremely proud. I'm happy. I'm seeing a future in real time. The whole thing with Barack Obama, he has a picture right there of him with him when he met him. That experience was so surreal that you can kind of fast forward and see maybe Barack Obama being at his inauguration or something like that.
Yeah.
Even though he wants nothing to do with politics,
Right.
you just have those visions whenever
Right.
an event like that is happening. Him being on CNN, being a young wonder. It's so many ways to describe success,
Mm-hmm.
but when you're living in the moment,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to describe that feeling. You kind of get chills. I'm a
Mm.
musician, so I get chills when I listen to the music that I like.
Right.
It's a feeling like that. It's like your hairs on your arms stand up.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If
I like the word surreal. Like it's like you're in that space where it doesn't even feel real, but you know it
yeah,
is real.
yeah,
Um,
like a
Jahkil, you
dream.
exactly, exactly. Jahkil, you told President Obama that you were a black boy from the South Side. Why was that important to say?
Well, I didn't say that necessarily when I met him.
Mm-hmm.
When I when I met him, it was more so a conversation of, my future goals and how he could support and talking about, how he remembered me from tweeting about me. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it was kind of it might have been an understanding, just him seeing a young black kid from the city of Chicago and then
Right.
seeing the work that I was doing and wanting to name me one of 2017's most influential people. I think that was kind of understood to a point where he knew there were probably, you know, struggles that I had to go through or things that could have held me back throughout this journey. Just seeing who I am as a person,
Mm-hmm.
and where I come from. So but the conversation was more so just about, like my future goals and how he could help.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. So there are fathers obviously listening right now who might feel like they haven't done enough. They haven't raised a CNN hero, don't know how to cultivate their child's gifts. Um, Jamil, what would you say to those fathers?
Just being present is enough.
Mm,
Being there is enough. Um, Caring is enough. Protecting is enough. Just being a real dad. All the highs and lows comes with the job.
mhm,
Um, we're in a place in a space right now, Jahkil and I, where we're yarning and reaching and trying to attain something that seems very far out of our reach, but
mhm,
we know it's still possible. Sometimes we have good days, and sometimes we have bad days. Feel like it's never going to happen, and sometimes feel like it's right there at our grasp.
mhm,
So you, as a father, you will have the ups and downs, and when you're looking at somebody else having a good go at it right now, and you feeling out of it, it's it can turn around and be your turn tomorrow or
right,
next week,
right.
something like that. So as long as you're present, you're doing a great job.
Thank you. And Jahkil, what do you want fathers to know about what their sons or what their daughters um, need from them?
Yeah, I would say pretty much the same thing, just
Yeah.
being present and being supportive, but I will also say being understanding is important, especially since things are a lot different in this generation than they were in maybe his generation. There's okay, I wasn't even saying it like how else should I say that? But yeah, just things are a lot different in each generation. Things
We get
things
it.
progress. So
Right.
I would say it's a lot that he might not understand about my generation that I know that maybe he's not asking about, and I'm not just going to offer the information, so it just never gets told. So having those conversations, being able to communicate is very important. Communication is another thing.
That was very smart.
Yeah. Yep. Those were really, really, yeah, really wise responses. So, Jahkil, to you again. Um, Someday you might decide to be a father. What will you take from your dad? What will you do the same?
Yeah, everything you just said, I think just being present, being
Mm-hmm.
understanding and being supportive, just being there, I think is enough, but it's a lot of extra things that go into it that can create a phenomenal child. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that just doing the little things and all the extra things that I can possibly do in my power to, you know, have my child have an even better experience than me. I think so. Yeah.
I like what you just said. Have a even better experience than me, because that's exactly what every father, every good father should want. Make sure that they are way better off than you, smarter than you, more successful, all of that. So any father that's, or any parent in general, mother or father, that's feeling, I don't know, in any way jealous of their child,
Mm-hmm.
that is ridiculous. Because as soon as you give birth to a child, all of that craziness should go out the window. No one selfish should have children.
Mm-hmm. So you were just responding to what your son shared, what he would like his fathering experience to be like. Um, what does that mean to you to hear that?
Um, Maybe I did an okay job,
Yeah.
and maybe he's gonna be okay in the future. He's gonna, you know, make me proud even more. Um, it makes me feel like he's definitely gonna find the right type of person for him. He's not gonna
Yeah.
settle. Um, he's seen what happiness could look like. Not
And I go ahead. Sorry.
not in totality, because some things could be better.
Mm-hmm.
But he has a great idea of what it looks like.
Yeah. I would say some things can always be better.
Right.
No matter
No
how
matter,
much money you have, no matter how things are going, some things can always be
always
better.
be better. Yeah.
Always. There's always room for improvement. No matter how great you're doing, there's still going to be some space for improvement. Um, I think being able to see the relationship that you and his mom have also sets standards for him.
Thank you.
So you guys are doing a really really good job overall as a family unit. I've said it before, but I see the relationship between you and Jahkil, and I can already tell what's going on behind the scenes with mom and son and dad. I can tell that there's a wholesomeness. Um, you don't get you don't get wholesomeness from mess.
Yeah.
To put it mildly, you don't get wholesomeness from mess.
BS. Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. So the last section of this is a rapid fire. I'll give a few questions and I'll ask each of you to, in turn, just give a quick response to it. You don't need to explain the response, just what would be your heartfelt response for it.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. So, Jahkil, what's the best piece of advice your dad ever gave you?
I would say your attitude determines your altitude.
Jamil, what's one thing that Jahkil does that you wish that you had done at his age?
The philanthropy. Um, I consider myself somewhat of a revolutionary. Um, just the activism. I wish I had that.
Thank you. And Jahkil, what would you say is your dad's superpower as a father?
I would say his will to protect is the biggest one, um, which is something that I definitely would carry on and with my experience, my fathering experience. Just his, yeah, I would say his will to protect.
Okay, thank
It's funny. He tried to help me out in an argument recently, and I didn't want that at all.
you. Yeah, no, there's a time and a place to learn
Yeah.
what that looks like. And Jamil, what is Jahkil's superpower as a young man?
Hmm. Um, he's he's a chameleon. He can adapt to any setting, any room. He's been in some really big rooms with some big names and felt very comfortable. Um, Stuck his chest out and spoke very loud and proud. I think that's a superpower of his.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And Jahkil, when you think about your dad, what's the first feeling that comes up? Hopefully, it's not a damn moment.
um,
That whooping I put on last summer.
you have to stop. Um, a feeling.
Take it too long. It's fast. It's rapid answer.
I'm trying to think.
How
A feeling.
how dope of an MC I am. How dope of
No,
a musician
I'm
I am.
trying to, a feeling.
I feel it.
Like how stress is a feeling.
Jahmeel,
I'm trying to think of a feeling like
that was funny. That was really funny.
You brought that one out.
That was
You
really
went
funny.
you went looking for that one.
I deserve that one. That was
I
funny.
would say joy.
Joy.
That's not real.
I'm trying to think of feelings like
Yeah, could you word that differently? How maybe it'd be a better answer.
We could come back. We can. So I'm going to ask your dad the same question, so we could come
Okay.
back to you. So, Jahmeel, when you think about your son, when you think about Jahkil, what feeling comes to mind, or what feeling comes up for you?
Honored. I am extremely honored to be his father. They say that the child pretty much chooses his parents, and if my greatest accomplishment was being his father, being a part of bringing him into the world, I've done my job. I am extremely satisfied with that being my ceiling. Yeah.
So far, Jahkil, you are winning 2-0. It's now 2-1. So can you take that 1 point back? What is the feeling that comes up for you when you think about your dad?
You had some time to think.
You're really,
You had some time to think. That's 2-2 now. 2-2.
I don't know. Like I feel like
one thing that you guys don't know about Jahkil is that he doesn't run high on feelings.
Yes, I do. First of all, I'm not a robot. I do.
Yes, he is.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You just not realizing how much of a robot you are.
I'm not a robot. Yeah, joy.
See, he's a robot. I get this for having feelings, for being emotional.
I'm very emotional.
I can tell you how I feel about
with my feelings
Oh my
than
goodness.
you
Oh
are.
my
with your-
goodness.
Yes, I am.
You are definitely losing right now.
No, okay.
I am not going to give any feedback on any of that. Not going to give any feedback on any of that. Yeah, for some reason, I think when you, yeah.
Oh, tough.
So I get, see, I did not hear you say that, Jahmeel. Jahkil just went, oh, tough.
Mm-hmm.
That's lingo that apparently you didn't teach him.
Yeah, you didn't teach
I
me
didn't.
that.
I didn't.
For
That's
sure.
definitely their generation.
But you said you teach him the generation's lingo. Oh,
Mm-mm.
Jahmeel, I'm going to have to take that 1
Mm-mm.
point back. I'm going to have to take that 1 point back. Uh,
I
anyway,
didn't teach that one at
gentlemen, I want to not take too much more of your time. What is your Father's Day message to the fathers out there, both of you, Jahmeel and Jahkil?
You want to go first?
I would just say, I would just say be understanding and be willing to listen. A lot of kids retain things differently. Not every kid is the same. Not every tactic is going to work. So just kind of seeing what works in you guys' relationship is important, so that it doesn't get to a point where the kid just eventually blocks you out and doesn't want to listen to you. So I think not letting it get there, and even through you know troubles and arguments, just making sure that both parties are able to listen and have some understanding.
Thank you very much.
My message to fathers would be, one of the lingo that is recent is to stay dangerous. That's some new lingo. It don't necessarily mean to be on some violent stuff or to be a threat to anyone. It means to stay on point, stay protecting, stay looking over you and yours. Um, I've developed the term do for self. It means to do for those who want the same quality of life you want. So you and your family, take care of your loved ones. It's my message.
Excellent. Thank you. And if you could give us some places where we can follow the work that you guys are doing and keep up with what you guys are doing.
Hold on, before he gives that, he needs to
Right.
come up with that emotion, that feeling that he couldn't come up with.
Oh,
Because
wow.
I gave a nice little
Wow.
speech.
He said joy.
Joy. He said
Yeah.
joy.
Yeah. I think
Did you?
he came
Yeah,
he
I
came
said
back and he doubled down on joy.
I doubled down.
He's like, yeah, I like that. I doubled down.
Um,
I also wanted to say I really like that metaphor, the tree and the apple, when you was
Yeah.
talking about bearing its fruit. I really dig that.
Yeah. Yeah.
where you can find what we're doing is my website, weareprojectim.com, and also my Instagram is just my name, Jahkil Jackson.
Excellent.
Also, shout out to his mother, Naté, at True Star Media. So shout out to Naté Thompson at True Star Media.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much. You guys are doing an awesome job. You're doing generation changing work. Remain focused. The family unit is the energy, is the battery that keeps this moving. Don't let anybody or anything seep and wedge its way between y'all.
Infiltrate that.
Continue
Yeah.
to continue to hold on to each other. The relationship I see on camera, I know it's even wilder off camera. So continue to hold that and build on that, because other people are watching. Even people who don't seem like they're watching, they're watching. And hopefully it inspires them not to jealousy, but inspires them to want more, to want better for their children, to want more, to want better for themselves, and the same for the community. So, fathers, you are not just raising children, you're raising humanity. Thank you, Jahmeel. Thank you, Jahkil, for showing us what that looks like. And again, happy Father's Day to all fathers who are listening. Thank you to Chicago for producing these epic human beings. It reminds us that what we see on the news is not the full reality. It's just what has been focused on. And we have all of this strength and resilience that exists in the middle of Chicago. Go be great. Don't wait. Thank
Yes,
you so
sir.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Man, I love these conversations. Thank you so much for being here. If this episode hit you, if you want more, follow us. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Let's build this community together. The Chicago series of the Black Father's Pulse is made possible by the generous support of the Field Foundation. Music by Micaiah De Silva. Opinions shared on this podcast are those of the host or the guest and are in no way affiliated with the universities of Wisconsin. New episodes drop every week. You don't want to miss the next voice. Until then, take care of yourself and the people you love. This is the Black Father's Pulse.